Hello and welcome to today's matchup between the Immanuel Lancers and the Independence Gilmanton Indees. JV matchup as the Lancers varsity will be playing at 7:15. Lancers C team just finishing up at Immanuel as well. Just about to lose that last set. Last time I checked it was 23-18. Not sure what happened in the other two sets. As Lancers going to get a quick lineup check before we begin here. It'll be Schoenbeck starting off the serving for the Lancers. And a quick substitution before we begin. Wales will enter in for Green. And we are ready to begin. Schoenbeck back to serve. She's putting in set across. Touch to the back. This is by Nelson. Couldn't be send one up for Girdle. Receives and set back across. Dug up by Omen. Or for Schaller off the net. And it's going to drop down. As the Lancers going to go up early, 1-0. Sherman back to serve. Dug up center. From the back, and he gets to the back corner. Sherman is there. Wales sends him back into play. And Gilman will bump it over. Receive and set up center. Tip it from net, and that one drops down. The Indees tying up at 1. Williams off the hands of Sternbeck and out of play for an Indees ace. Williams will go again. Sternbeck on the run, off her hands on the play once again. Just back-to-back aces for the Indees, now up by 2. Short diving save, can't get it back in the air. That was Strogo on the dive. That's now 3 straight aces, sends the Indees up by 3, 4-1. Williams still back going strong. Line drive across, Schaller going to bump it over in the third. Set back up, going to have to run over Williams, and she'll get it over anyway. Tipped up and under the net off the hands of Wales. The Indees riding a 5-0 run, up 5-1. Line drive off the hands of Wales, tipped up for Schaller and into the net. And a 6-1 now leads the Indees. Short sliding save, gets over the hands of Zergala. Another ace for Williams, and it's a 6-point game. Along the net, gets in the air, but not high enough for anyone to get it over. As that one just rolled along the net line on the serve. And that one 8-1 game. Line drive received by Schoenbeck. Set back up for Girdle. She'll tip one over. Set back across. And that received by Omen. Saved by Girdle once again. Going to set it back center. That one goes long, untouched by the Lancers. As the Lancers end the 8-0 run, bring themselves back within 6. And Green and Wales will enter for, Green and Milky will enter for Wales and Goodman. And it'll be Green back to serve for the Lancers. Right back to Lancer's side. Green is there. Girdle in a fake sends one over. Williams sends one back high. Running save bumped over by Conter. Girdle back up center for Milky. Good stop, and Milky drops one down. Lancers bring themselves back within 5. Off the net. net. Diving save back to Lancers side. Dug up by Omen. Set up for Schaller. Back corner running save. Untouched on the ceiling. Very close. Back across and tip the counter. Received by Schoenbeck. Going to set one back for Schaller once again. This time he goes long with it. And a play. 9-2 game as number 11 Contra will head back to serve. Received by Omen. Set back up for Milky and into the net. And brings the Indies now up by 7. Contra going to send that one short and under the net. Going to give it back to the Lancers as Williams and Eichstead will enter for Gergel and Omen. And it'll be Williams back to serve for the Lancers. The back save is set up for Nunez. Bringing something across for Eichstead. He's going to send one to the back. And that one off into the bleachers. Brings the Lancers now within 5. Down the line and out of play. And it'll go right back to the Indies who find themselves back up by 6. And it'll be Eckern back to serve. Right at Williams. And out of play for an ace for Eckern. Brings the Indies up by 7. Quick substitution. Contra will exit. And Blossing will enter. Eckern will serve again. Another good spot. Williams is there. Set him on the kill for the Indies. And sends them up 13-5. To the back corner. Schoenbeck hesitates and he changes from bump to set and ends up going out of play for an ace. Eckern in second. And her run will continue now to 9. Back from that one out of play. Takes it back to the Lancers who bring themselves within 8. And heading back to serve will be Schaller. Back received by Eckern. Sends one across, gonna fade away to get it. Net by Milky and Eichstead. And the Lancers bring themselves within 7. Schaller back once again. To the corner and out of play. No line judges here in this JV game. All calls will come from up top. Good call there as it was out by about 2 inches on that corner. Heading back to serve now will be Nunez. And that one goes far. So back-to-back drop serves, gets it back to the Lancers, 15-7. And I'm going to send Milky back to do it, along with Wales entering in for Green. Off the hands of Eckern and out of play. He's answered within 6. Good spot from Milky, received cleanly. Set back for Williams who will fade away, and that one's not going to make it over. Lancers bringing within 5 now. Set up for Sarah out of play. That one off on the corner line. Lancers on a 4-0 run here found themselves within 4, 15-11. Milky's still going strong. Started off with an ace. Hasn't got one since. As Eckert will send one up, touched over by Williams into the net. And now a 3-point game as the Indy lead, which was up by as many as 9. Now it's rolled all the way down to 3. A few more. I might want to take out a timeout here fairly soon. As good spot from Milky, drops down another ace. And it's a 2-point game, and there's the timeout, 15-13. Lancers down by as many as 9, now within 2, 15-13 in the timeout. Lancers on a strong run, led by Milky with 2 aces, 15-13. As they try to bring this one back even. Set across for Williams. Tipped at the net, but drops down onto the Lancer side. As Williams breaks the run and sends them back up by 3. Goodman and Omen in for Milky and Eichstead. And now no Omen in for Eichstead. And Indy will head back to serve. That was Pape. Back across for Sherman. Good touch over. Diving save. Can't get it back in the air. As the Lancers get it right back within 2. And now Omen will enter along with Gurgle for Williams and Eichstead. And it'll be Omen back to serve for the Lancers. And that one goes into the net, and send it right back to the Indees. Sending back to serve, and that one out down the line as well. So 4 straight drop serves, 2 from each team. Remains a 2-point game, so a little bit higher now, 17-15 with Schoenbeck back to serve for the Lancers for the second time tonight. Allen finds his way over, receives cleanly, set back, and miscommunication ends up being bumped over and drops down in front of Omen. The Lancers now drop down 3, 18-15. And it'll be Williams back to serve. Off the hand of Omen and out of play. And ace to Williams and the Lancers down 4. Good spot diving save by Wales. Can't get underneath it. And now the Indees starting to bring their lead back up, 20-15. Missed by Schoenbeck, but that one out of play, untouched. So ends up working out in their favor, 20-16 now, 4-point game. And it'll be Green and Milky entering back in for Goodman and Wales. And it'll be Green back to serve. Had a good run in their last game, trying to do so here. Ends up hitting for a pair and out of play. So ends up going down as an ace for Green. As the Lancers go back within 3. And that one goes long, so back out of the way this time. 21-17, 4-point game. As the Indees just 4 points away from taking the first set as well. It'll be Blossing back to serve. And miscommunication, Owen and Schoenberg both went for it. Neither actually hit it. As the lead grows to 5. Received by Schaller. Owen will send it back up, and Green will bump it over. Received by Eckern. Sends one up center, and that one goes long off the hands of Scylla. And the Lancers now within 4. Gonna need a few straight to try to keep this one close, coming to the end of this first set. As Williams and Eichstedt enter in for Omen and Gergel. And it'll be Williams back to serve. Received by Eckern. Running over, going to be bumped across. Tipped at the net and saved by Green. Across for Eichstedt. Good touch along the net. Tip back in the air and step back across. Right side. And for Schoenberg. Back up this time for Schaller. Schaller to the back corner. And out the hands of Blossing out of play. 22-19. This one high. Eckern going to run over. Set back and into the net. Lancers into the 20s, now within 2. Down by as many as 9, brought up within 2 in the mid-teens. And now here in the early 20s, a 2-point game once again, 22-20. Good spot from Williams, dug up by Eckern. Sent back across. That one goes long, and the Lancers now within 1. Williams has got him on a 4-0 run here, trying to tie it up. Chance to do so here. For sure, Eckern going to send him back across. And touched over by Williams. Yoki is there. This one back for Schaller. And good shot from Schaller. Right on the line, and the Lancers tied up at 22. And the second timeout from the Indees, 22-22. We are back for the remainder of the first set. 22-22, Lancers down by as many as 9. Now have brought it back even here. Tied at 22. Williams riding a 5-0 run. She'll serve a big one here. To the back corner. Drop. He bumped back into pay and bumped over by Pape. Back across for Eichstedt. Brings it back up. Eckern going to send it across. And just bumped over. Green is there, close to the net, back to the Indy side. Bumps back for Eckern, who will bump it across. Lance is trying to get one set here. Green going to set one back for Milky, fading away. Good shot, it's just dropping down. Milky's kill brings them up 1, and they're 2 points away from taking the first set. First lead of the set. And it comes at a great time for them, 23-22. Williams again. And an ace for Williams. Up the hands of Pape into the floor. 24-22, a 2-point lead for the Lancers. And Williams riding a 6-0 run to 7 and end the set. Eckern on the dive. Steps it back over. Eichstedt is there. Green sets one back for Schaller into the net. And the set stays alive. It needs a chance to tie it. 24-23. Lancers have had a 6-0 run to bring them up where they are now. Chance to end it here once again. Eckern needs the point to force into extras. And into the net, so the Lancers win the first set. 25-23 and a 9-point comeback. And they will have a chance to end it in 2 in the next set. we're back for the second set. 25-23, score the first one. Lancers from down 9 got themselves up by 2 and ended up finishing off with a 2-point win at 25-23. The Indees will start off the serving here in this second set. And the Lancers will get their lineup straight. Starting off serving for this first set. On the Union side will be Williams. Quick substitution, Eckern in for Serum. And we are ready to begin. To the back, received by Schaller. Goodman will set one up for Schoenbeck. This will set one over. Sent back up into play. And bumped over by Phillip. Goodman back for Schoenbeck down the line, out of play by about 3 inches. And the Indees strike first, up by 1. Received by Schaller, but out of play. And an ace for the Indees sends them up 2-0 early. Started out last set with a 9-1 lead. Trying to mimic that here as that one over the hands of Gurgle at the feet of Schaller for back-to-back aces. Tip tie by Ullman. Schaller going to send him back into play. And touched over by Schoenbeck, staying on his side. Step back, goes down the line. Schaller dugs it up. Back for Gurgle, and she'll tip it over. Set up center for Scylla. Over to Ullman, set across for Green. Off of Eckern. Sliding save by Williams, and it'll be sent to the back corner. Schaller readjusts. Tip back up for Gurgle. Eckern there once again. Williams sends it up center for Scylla. To the back, and drops down, finishes in on that back line. As the Indees go up 4-0. Down the line, drops down in front of Schaller. Another ace for Williams. And the Indees once again starting out strong. That one goes into the net, 5-1, a quick 5-0 start for the Indees before the Williams drops her first serve. It'll be Schoenbeck back to serve for the Lancers, trying to bring them right back into it. Good spot, diving save by Eckern, back in the air, and sent over. Ullman's there. Goodman across for Schaller. Received by Eckern, set back up on the run, gonna bump around, tipped by Schaller, Goodman gets it back in the air. Green back into play and touched over by Gurgle. Eckern back up, goes low. She's going to have to bump it over. Clears the net. Goodman sets one up for Schaller. She'll bump it over as well. And out of play down the line. So 6-1 now as the Indees go up 5 in the Lancers varsity team. Heads into the locker room to prepare for their game. Starting at about 7:15 as that one into the net. First serve in for Blossing. And it'll be Wales and Milky. Nope, just Milky. In for Goodman. And Green will head back to serve for the Lancers. Eckern, high to ceiling, won't touch. Back across on the run, going to touch it over. Gets it back in the inside across for Schaller on the standstill. And play is stopped. Something with Milky. I believe he said it looked like he was hobbling. So they will replay the point. No harm done. 6-2. It'll be Lancer serve. And Green will serve it again. The back sent high. Eckern back in the air, off the wall. As the Lancers bring it within 3. Green back once again. The back, Eckern gets it back in the air, gonna send one across. Right along the hands of Griggle, gonna tip back. And not high enough and no one there. As that one heads out of play. 7-3 now. Eckern back to serve for the Indees. Sternbeck Green gonna send one back. And Omen off the top of the net. The Lancers can't return it. Indees go up by 5. Dug up by Sternbeck Green, gonna set one across for Schaller. Ends up going into the net. Not much you can do about it. As the Indees go up by 6 now, 9-3. Eckern looking for double digits. And sliding save by Omen off her hands, not a play. An ace now for Eckern. As the Lancers call timeout, down 10-3. Largest deficit of the set here by 7. The Lancers fan section continuing to grow. As it is jersey 9 for the Lancers. Wales, Quaid, and Lee all entering in. Lee with the Mahomes jersey, Quaid with the Doncic, and of course Wales wearing Jordan Love's jersey. Back into the second set, 10-3, a 7-point lead for the Indees. Eckern back to serve. Her last 3 have not been returning, one of them being an ace. She'll send one to the corner, dropping down on the line for back-to-back aces for Eckern. Despite the timeout from the Lancers, they drop down by 8. Trailed by as many as 9 in that first set, one away from doing the same here. As Eckern looking for 3 straight aces. And that one goes out down the left line. Gives the Lancers a 7-point deficit instead. Williams and Eichstead in for Omen and Schermbeck. And it'll be Williams back to serve. Let him on a 6-0 run. Give him that late lead. We'll see what she does here. Down by 7. Sent across. Bumped over by Poppin. Received by Green. Back across, close to the net. Can't be saved off the net. And the Lancers send it right back down 8. And entering in and serving will be Savannah. The back received by Schermbeck. Green will poke one over. Saving step back across for Williams. And that one goes far, untouched by the Lancers as they bring it back within 7. And a whole host of Lancers now entering in. Schaller heads back to serve. Good spot, running save by Eckern. Going to send him back across for Williams once again. Good spot, diving save by Green. And Milky hesitated. Ends up dropping down to the floor. Got another Love jersey over there along with Michael Jordan. Timberwolves of some sort, along with a Heat Dwayne Wade. Number 12 back to serve, drops down an ace. That's top edge. As the Lancers go down by 9, 14-5. Another Jordan jersey as well from Havenmeyer. As it'll be Papa back to serve again. Received by Williams. Green will send one back up. And Sherman this time to jump to poke it over. As the lead now up to 10, 15-5, the largest of the night. As they're just 10 points away from taking the second set. See by Schaller. Green sends one back in the air and sent over by Eichstead. Set back. Bump to the back. Received by Schaller. Close to the net. Back to the Lancers side. Nothing Schoenbeck can do about it as the lead grows to 11. To the back. Received by Schaller. Green across. For Eichstead. Blocked at the net and dropped down. And now it might be Indees in the net, and it is. So it'll go to the Lancers instead. They bring it back within 10, 16-6. Milky back to serve for the Lancers. Receiving sets back. And now Lancers in the net. Giving it right back to the Indees. Wales back in for Green, and it'll be Sarum back to serve. Into the net, giving it right back to the Lancers. Now 17-7. Omen and Gurgle back in for Williams and Eichstead. And it'll be Omen back to serve. The back off there to Packer, and it cannot be saved. As an ace for Omen brings the Lancers within 9. High serve received by Williams. Running it somewhat high off the ceiling. Williams readjusts, but sends it long. And the Lancers now within 8. High to the back. Eckert is there. Williams will send it across, and it'll be touched over. Goodman back for Gurgle. Dug up and set for Williams. Good touch over the net. Goodman's there. And Lancers in the net. Once again being Wales. 18-9 now. As Williams heads back to serve. Starting off on a 5-0 run to start off this second set. See what she does with it here. See by Omen off the net. No chance for a return. As an ace for Williams puts him up by 10. The back received by Schaller. Tipped up and bumped over by Wales. Receiver set up. On the run is Williams to the back off of Schaller. Shermack back up and over. And it's dropped down. Indees caught unaware. A lot of miscommunication. That's a drop down in between 4 of them. Lancers now bring it back within 9. Receiver set up center for Scylla. The back, Omen's there. Goodman will set one up for Gurgle, blocked at the net. Back up by Schaller. Goodman up for Wales. Good touch. Saved and set back, fading away. Omen's there once again. Gurgle going to set one across for Goodman. Goodman, good touch. Lunging back and set one back across for Blossom to the back. Omen's there on the run is Schaller. Back in the air for Goodman. She'll send one far. Williams back. Touched over once again. Received by Wales. Schaller on a dive. Touch back over by Omen. Right back. Diving save up the net. Tip back up in the air. It can't be sent over. As the Lancers drop down by 10. 20-10. And it's Blossom back to serve. Under the net. It's going to go right back to the Lancers within 9. Milky and Green in for Wales and Goodman. And it'll be Green back to serve for the Lancers. Torres also in on the Indees side along with Conter. Green back to serve for the Lancers. Spot! Hands it back to the end of play. An ace for Green, and they're with an ace. Right back at Eckern. And counter saved by Williams. Back-to-back aces for Green. And the Lancers now within 7. Right back at Eckern. Saved back in the air. And on the Lancer side. Tip back over by Gergel. Right back. And the Lancers in the net. No, a lift. Lift by the Lancers. So it'll be Indy point. And now the refs will talk about it. On the lift on someone. Looked like the Indies initially, then it was the Lancers. So we'll see what they decide. As it stands now, 21-13, 8-point lead for the Indees. And they will change it to replay. It's not a lift by either team. What they were calling was a punch over by the Lancers. Miscommunication on what was called, as one thought it was in the net. Other one thought it was a lift. End up getting that all sorted out. Just going to replay the point. So Green once again sends it to the net. So regardless, it's going to go to the Indees. And now it's Eckern back to serve. Now a quick timeout to settle a score issue along with the scorebook. And we are good to go. Score is set to 21-13, 8-point lead for the Indees. Eckern back to serve. By Schaller, and ends up hitting off the pole and out of play. 22-13 now. 9-point lead for the Indees. They are just 3 points away from taking the second set and forcing a winner-take-all third. Along the net, off the hands of Schaller. Ullman can't make it back. And an ace for Eckern brings them up by 10. Set back for Milky and into the net. And the Indees now just 1 point away. 24-13 up by 11. Ties their highest lead of the night. Get a chance to win the second set here. Eckern to do it. And into the net. Gives the Lancers one last chance. 24-14. They're going to need 10 straight to keep this one going. It'll be Williams and Eichstedt in for Ullman and Gergel. And it'll be Williams back to serve, needing 10 straight to keep the set alive. Bring it within 9. To the back down the line. Out of play, and that'll do it. 25-15 will be the final second set score. So if the Lancers come back and win the first one 25-23, the Lancers drop the second one 25-15. We'll play a winner-take-all third set. And depending on what time we have, most likely to 25, only 6:30, so most likely we'll be to 25 before moving on to the varsity game. Third set coming up in about 3 minutes. for the third and final set. Lancers winning the first one 25-23, losing the second one 25-15. Lancers in their second winner-take-all third set of the year after going 1-1 with Aussie in the first two before winning the third set 25-20. And it'll be Schoenbeck starting them off here, looking to do the same once again and get their second conference win. And Schoenbeck leads them off. High to the back, received by Eckern. Tip back up, and it'll be sent to the back. Green across for Girdle. Sent back high, one to net. Sent back down by Schaller and Girdle. Lancers start off with a 1-0 lead. Schoenbeck back once again, right at Eckern. And no one there, the receiver pass, and ace for Schoenbeck. And the Lancers starting out strong, up 2-0. Right at Williams. Gonna set one back for Williams. A long way to go. She'll get it over. Received by Omen. And miscommunication by Goodman and Green. Ends up dropping down. No goes for it. And the Indies bring it back within 2-1. And it's Williams back to serve for the Indies. High off the hands of Green. Schoenbeck will send it back into play. Goodman will bump it over. Dug up by Eckern. Sent across. And Lancers back up by 2. Milky in for Goodman. And it's Green back to serve. Into the net. Moves it back to the Indies within 1. And it's Blossing back to serve. By Schaller. Green sets one across for Milky on the run. Good touch, just got a play. As the Lancers go up now by 2. Williams and Eichstead will enter in for Omen and Gurgle. And it's Williams back to serve for the Lancers. To the back, diving is Eckern, gets it back in the air, gonna bump it to the back. Williams will send it back into play. Schoenbeck up for Milky. Back corner, too far. And the Indies now within 1. And it'll be Silla back to serve. Good Sarah again for Eckern. Right at Schaller, good touch over by Green. Saving set up center. Right at Williams, diving save, can't get it high enough. With a line drive under the net. We are tied at 4 here in the third set. So once again, received by Eichstead. And did not get the signal to serve, so they will reserve it. Yeah, now she will serve. Once again received by Eichstead. Green will just tip one, trying to get it over off the top. End up coming right back at her. And the Indies bring it now up by 1. Spot received by Green. Milky on the run back in the air for Eichstead fading away. Back up by Silla up into the net. And the Lancers tied up at 5. Schaller back to serve for the Lancers. Williams back up, and Eckern will bump it high and over. Right for Schaller. Green across for Schoenbeck, fading away. Now can't get her hands on it. As the Indies go up 1, 6-5. Cervantes back to serve for the Indies. Schaller. Back in the air for Schoenbeck and into the net. The Indies now go up to 7-5. By Schaller. 3-on-7 across the line. Drive. No chance for Schoenbeck. The Indies now leading by 3. And a timeout by the Lancers. 8-5 here in the third set. The Indies starting to go on a run. Back to timeout. 55, a 3-point game in favor of the Indies. Cervantes. Received high from Mike Stead. Greenhill set one up for Schoenbeck. And set right back. That's going a little bit too far. Indies got a hand down to give it back. 9-5 now. A 4-point lead. Received by Schaller. Sends up high for Schoenbeck, who blocks the net once again. And now it's 10-5. Indies on a 4-0 run. It'll end here as that one goes into the net. Lancers back within 4, 10-6. And it'll be Milky back to serve. Back sent high by Williams. Up for Pape, tipped across. For Green now across. Saved and set up center. Williams to the back, too far. And the Lancers now within 3. As a few more Lancer fans will enter. The Cloakies along with Milner. Tipped that high in the air and over by Serum. Received by Schaller. Across for Schoenbeck. Good spot. Diving change. Getting to the back in the air. And the Lancers now within 2, 10-8. Yankee continuing to serve. Run. Dug up. Set back. And right between Schaller and Williams. Onto the back line is Williams. It's 11-8. Brings her team up by 3. Back to service, Pape. Down the line as Wales missed it. Goes down as an ace, and it's back to a 4-point game. Goes off the corner, received by Schaller. Gilmanton sends one back, but on the wrong side of the pole. As the lead grows right back up to 5. They're going to ask for a lineup check for the Lancers. I think they're off in the rotation. And they'll be good to go. Nothing wrong with it. As Indies continuing to serve, up by 5. Off of Schaller. And Williams can't get around her to receive it. As an ace, sends them up by 6. To the back, received by Schaller. Wales sends one farther back. And out of play. Lancers go down by 7, 15-8. Lancers varsity waiting in the wings over there on the left side. Dug up by Schaller. Goodman will send it across and missed by Schoenbeck. The Lancers starting to fall apart here in the third set. Down by 8, 16-8. The run continues for the Indees. To the back, received by Schaller. Moving up for Wales into the net. And now a 9-point game. To the back, Williams gonna let it go and finds its way out of play. 17-9, an 8-point game. As Ullman enters in, along with Gergel, Ford, Williams, and Eichstedt. And it'll be Ullman back to serve. To the back, sent back high for Serum. Off the net and drops down. Such a weird spin. And Lancers couldn't get back into position. 18-9 now. As Eckert heads back to serve, just 7 points away from taking the third set and the game. Back corner, Ullman receives it high. Goodman will tip it up for Girdle, and she'll tip it over. Tipped back on the net, and onto the Indy side, set right up for him. And now they're going to change the call to Wales being in the net. So it's 19-9, 10-point lead for the Indees. Acting back into the net, 19-10 now. And it'll be Schoenbeck back to serve. High to the back corner, Eckert on the run. Sent back into play and touched over. Schoenbeck's there, Goodman gonna tip one up, finds its way on the Indy side, back off the net. That'll be a double hit on the Indees. And the Lancers now within 8. Back off of Eckert, sent back high, can't be touched over. Lancers bring it within 7. As Jason Radical now into the building, wearing a number 87 Jordy Nelson jersey. He'll make his way over to the Lancers fan section soon enough. Tipped back and going to be bumped over to the back corner, received by Schoenbeck. Goodman will send one high for Gergel. Right back to Eckert, close to the net. No one going to make it there. And the Lancers on a 4-0 run, now within 6. Time. Tipped back and out of play. And now they're going to call said it was touch, but ended up changing to a double hit on the Indees. So regardless, it's going to be Lancer point as they find themselves within 5, 19-14. And it's Schoenbeck once again. High corner. Eckert will run over to get it. Sent back high. Along the line, diving save by Schoenbeck under the net. And the run ends, and the Indees hit the 20s. 14-15, Nunez and Williams will enter. And Williams will head back to serve. Tip tied by Gergel. Goodman will send one back for Schaller. High off the hands of Eckert. Sent back for her and over the net. And drops down under the hands of a diving Schoenbeck. 21-14. Indy's just 4 points away. Along the net and drops down for another ace, 22-14. And the Indees varsity team will now enter in to at least drop their stuff off. They will be taking the court momentarily as we await the retrieval of the ball from the corner. There it is. Williams still back to serve. High from Schermbeck. Gilmanton sends it across for Schaller. Good touch over the net. Sent back up close to the net. Gonna punch one into the top fit. Not enough on it to get it over. As the Lancers get it back within 7, 22-15. Green and Milky in for Goodman and Wales. And it'll be Green back to serve for the Lancers. Send high. Williams will send him back across for Silla over the net. Received by Schermbeck. Set up center. Schaller going to come over to take it and drops down onto the back. Well, they're going to take us out. Ends up going down, it's out. No line just on that back line. I'd like to think I have a better view, but that's my opinion. 23-15. 2 points away now. Down the line, diving safe from Omen. Sent back. And Kroger's going to get it over. Received by Eckern. Sent back across. Down the line, received by Omen. Right back up for Schaller, fading away. Tip tied by Williams. Eckern sent him back into play and just touched it into the net. And the Lancers now back within 7. Williams and Eichstedt in for Gerbil and Omen. And it's Williams back to serve. Off of Eckern and out of play. An ace for Williams and the Lancers now within 6. Down the line and out of play. Puts the Indees just 1 point away from taking the third set and the game. 24-17, your current score. 7-point Indie lead. As it will be Silla back for the Indees trying to win it. Off the top of the net, back to the Indees side. And the Lancers going to get one last chance. 24-18, down by 6. Need 6 straight to keep it going. Trying to do so will be Schaller. The back, and an ace for Schaller off the hands of Vallejo. The Lancers now within 5. Schaller has yet to drop a serve tonight. That's just that one back for Eckern. Bump back up for Serum to the back. Schaller will save it. Milky back into play. And Eichstedt touches it over onto the Indees side. And the Lancers into the 20s. Now within 4. Schaller along the net, swings in higher, the ceiling won't touch. Back across for Serum. Diving save, 2 Lancers collide, and that'll do it. 25-20, the Lancers can't quite finish off the comeback as they fall short, down by 5 as they lose it in 3 sets. Winning the first one 25-23, losing the second 25-15, and finally dropping the third 25-20 as the Lancers varsity onto the court. The Indees right there as well. Varsity will be starting up in about 15 to 20 minutes, roughly 7:15, as they will look to keep their unbeaten conference record. Currently at 1-0 with an overall record of 4-2. Which will be coming up in about 15 minutes. Lancers JV lose it in 3 sets.